Hello and welcome to the Too Much Time on Our Hands podcast. If you're joining us on the YouTube stream, hello, wave at them, wave everyone, that's what they want, that's why they're here. Welcome. If you are choosing to listen to us on any of the podcatchers, iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, whatever service you're using, thank you very much for listening to the podcast as well. And there's going to be no passive aggressiveness about why you weren't watching the stream. It's fine, it's your choice. Anyway, this week we are going to be taking a look at the E3 conference in review. Obviously, this has been all done through streaming and stuff like that. You know, there's been no physical show, although you do see a lot of marketers on Instagram going, oh my God, like I pined for it and it's still been like so like wearing out and I'm really knackered and stuff like that. You know, and there have been a few good things at the show, which we're going to be talking about. But we're also going to be talking about some of the shit stuff as well. I'll go with the usual thing first. Let's introduce ourselves. Obviously, our fourth member, Duncan, fourth member of the Awesome Foursome, has got a new addition to his family, so he's looking after that new child of his. But the original, what do they call it? No, it was a classic threesome, wasn't it? We're not in the fuck bunker because obviously it's easier to do it like this. But one of us is in the fuck bunker, and that one of us is Russ. Say hello, Russ.
Well, of course.
And Dan is not necessarily in a fuck bunker, but maybe in some sort of masturbation station. I'm not entirely sure. But Dan, hello.
Hi, Tom.
And I am Tom, and this is clearly my office, and this is a packet of tissues, so read into that what you will. Let's move on to the subject of this, which of course is the E3 conference in review. Dan, I'm going to hand over to you, my mate.
Cool. E3 has been gone. Barring an EA press conference, which happens in July, so not really.
Is that part of E3?
No, they do their own thing. Sorry. Oh, that's a good point. Sorry, Tom. Yeah, E3.
Yeah, E3. Blah, blah.
Yeah.
So you look like you're being hatched out of something when you do that.
3. Yeah, so everything that's E3 related, like there's still going to be like PlayStation State of Plays where they announce a game that's coming out in 6 years' time, and there'll be EA press conferences, which is because, well, here's FIFA and Madden again. Congrats!
Yay!
Yeah. But generally, like everything that comes under the banner of E3 happened over the weekend. So, can we just start at the start and work our way through? We had kicked things off with the Summer Game Fest, which Jeff Keighley announced, because Jeff Keighley has to be involved in everything. Why do I irrationally hate this guy that everyone says is like one of the
what has he done to you? Where is this coming from?
I don't know, I just can't. It's because, like,
he bite you as a
Kojima
child or
appeared
something
at some fucking conference thing, and he started crying over it. And it's also because he's in fucking Death Stranding as well, and that fucked me off as well. And Death Stranding is not awful, and that annoys me as well. Because I really wanted it to be awful, but it's not. It's okay.
It doesn't matter that it's awful. It is so up itself.
It
almost doesn't matter that it's a good game.
Yeah. Speaking of which, we're getting Death Stranding Director's Cut coming soon, which is exciting.
Of course we fucking are.
For the first time of about 6 times during the weekend, Jurassic World Evolution 2, that trailer was shown. That was shown at like 4 different conferences. And then at the Indie Games conference, I think, or PC, one of the conferences, they go, and now we're going to show you a little bit more than we've shown for the rest of the weekend, is literally a Triceratops walking along for 2 seconds and then sitting down. And then cut away going, wow, that was great, wasn't it?
Do you know what? It was almost as impressive as that picture of a mountain that we saw for Elder Scrolls 6 that year.
Yeah.
I mean, exactly, I was blown away.
This is where we'll get on to Tiny Tina's Wonderland when we get to the shit show that was the Gearbox press conference. But they announced a new Among Us map, blah, blah, blah. Fall Guys Ultimate's getting 2B skins from Nier Automata, I'm assuming. Vampire the Masquerade Blood Hunt is a Battle Royale title.
Oh.
Didn't see that one coming. Oh, Evil Dead game, and then obviously the big one was the Elden Ring release date. Which is nice. Which is... Yeah. I should have memorised this, really. But here we go.
Oh, that's details. People don't come to us for details. They can find that stuff out for themselves.
January 21st in 2022, which is set, if everything is released in 2022 that is said to be released in 2022 even, hay fever. is set to be the biggest year in gaming history. Like, you see all the games that have been announced for next year. Fucking hell, it's huge.
Yeah.
We got a new Tunic trailer. We got some redesigns for Overwatch 2. We got the next one in the Dark Pictures anthology, which games are generally pretty fun. It was more of like, these are things that you already kind of know are in the works, so enjoy.
Yeah. Status updates.
Yeah, but the big one was the Elden Ring release date, because Jeff Keighley simply had to fucking announce that prick. I don't really hate. I don't think I hate him. Then we got the.
I think deep
I
down
think you
know
do.
you
I
love
think
him.
Yeah. But then we got the Cockballs Anus Gooch media announcements, and this was unsurprisingly a shit show. They came out basically before saying that they weren't going to announce Time Splitters or Saints Row or any of the fun games, and then announced a load of games that no one really gives a shit about, except that Payday 3 is coming to PC and consoles in 2023. So if you care about Payday, that's okay. But this was shite. This was really bad. This one was awful.
It's so lackluster, isn't it? It's a real, like, it's almost like the participation award.
Yeah, like
You showed up.
They're
Cheers.
relatively young in terms of like size as a media company. So I kind of get the feeling that next year would have been better. But yeah. Jamie says, did they mention Aragami 2 at E3? I am looking that up now because I don't remember seeing it, but it's the kind of thing that I would forget about.
Don't ring a bell.
So sorry, Jamie. It's not really for me. Apparently, I think Dan, and hello Dan, hello Jamie, thanks for watching, thinks that this is like some kind of misplaced emotion, my feelings about Jeff Keighley. Because apparently I want his man mold. So maybe that's it. Maybe I just want to fuck him.
Well, it's worth trying, isn't it? Get out of your system.
Yeah, except fucking Kojima's up there before I am. Other than that, yeah, Koch Media. Chernobyl Light, a base building survival title. Chernobyl, that's where it's at this year, isn't it? There's so
Apparently
many
so.
games that are announced that are happening in Pripyat and the surrounding areas by the sounds of things. So, not fussed about any of that. IGN Met Expo, I didn't watch that one, I'll be honest. Doesn't look like the correct deal on there. Guerrilla Collective, didn't watch that one. Wholesale Games announcements. Here we go. I watched some of this. Lake, you play as a postman, and it looks really good fun. That's all I'll say. Go watch the trailer. It looks good.
Yeah.
This is, what, we're talking about Guerrilla Collective here?
Not enough
This
games with
is
postal
Wholesome
delivery
Games
worker
announcements,
protagonists.
Yeah.
So it's like really charming
Yeah.
games.
Yeah.
Ooblets, Lake, Yokai Inn, Letters,
Yeah.
A Written Adventure, Paralive, Soup Pot. A lot of people have said here it was actually the huge number of games was just overwhelming, from this. But actually, they said that the problem was because they're all quite nice and pastel shaded games, it all just kind of blended together into like a bit of a soup pot, and.
Wasn't the worst thing in the world,
Yeah, it does happen.
because I think the stuff that was actually any good kind of stood out still. So like most of it was pretty naff, but this is at the Wholesome Games announcements. But Lake stood out. Ooblets kind of stands out partially because there was talk about it prior to this, and also it's a fun name as well. A couple of other things that stand out, maybe not necessarily for the best reasons, but because I still kind of want to play them. Power Wash Simulator. I want to give that a go.
It does look pretty good.
Yeah, that's available now anyway. So,
It's all over YouTube, that. Yeah.
I mean, if I had fun, blowing the dust out of fictional PCs,
Yeah.
then I'm probably going to have fun power washing fictional things.
That's kind of how I think about it as well.
Yeah.
Because
I
the problem when you get a power washer is you clean your car, you clean your patio, you have a go at the fences and things, and then you just wander around going, what else can I blast with this thing?
Yeah.
And the answer is not all that much, because it will rip through stuff.
It's a similar feeling then to actually like why people like PC building sims, because once you've built a PC,
Yeah, you just
it's
want to do it
very
again.
expensive to build another one. So
But it is an itch that needs scratching.
exactly, yeah. So I kind of understand all these like power wash simulators and lawnmower simulators and like
Yeah, lawnmower simulator. That's another good one.
There was like a realtor simulator where you had to clean houses so that they could then flip them, you know, and then use the money to buy another house, which you would then have to clean, and then you would flip that. And like, I think, you know, yeah, it's almost like The Sims, but much more boring.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't play that. That didn't sound like fun to me. PC building sim, power wash simulator, and also Cat Cafe Manager does appeal to me. So things I would kind of like to do. Like, I get the feeling if I ever started erring towards opening an actual cat cafe, I'd get about halfway before I went, what am I doing? I'm way out of my depth here. Like, this I don't know what I'm doing.
This isn't a good idea at all.
This is a terrible idea. Where are they going to shit?
Yeah.
So I think a game where I get to play as a cat cafe manager might be right up my street. We get into the slightly bigger press conferences, and I emphasise the word bigger, not better. Ubisoft is next.
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft.
So Rainbow Six Extraction is a game that is coming out. We got
Quarantine.
in quarantine. Parasite at one point as well, wasn't it?
It was.
Looks okay. Like, I find it really hard to get excited about Ubisoft games.
Well, those Rainbow Six games, to me, they just make me think of spending like 45 minutes toggling switches and changing options, and then you lean a fraction of a millimetre too far around a door and get sniped in the head instantly, and that's it.
That's Rainbow Six quality.
Yeah.
It really is. Watch Dogs Legion is getting Alden and Wrench from Watch Dogs 1 and 2.
Excellent, because that's what I was thinking it needed.
Yeah, Watch Dogs Legion's disappointing.
It was a noble endeavour, I think, Watch Dogs Legion.
Yeah, I like what they were trying to do.
The setting looks amazing. That sort of dystopian version of London looks brilliant.
Yeah, I like what they were trying to do. I'd have liked it more if someone else would have done it.
Yeah.
Than Ubisoft.
Just because something is an amazing idea and a technological marvel and all that sort of stuff doesn't necessarily mean it's a good idea. Maybe it would have turned out to be better to just have a character with a character as opposed to thousands of randos.
Yeah, like, it's hard to get excited about playing that game when you're kind of playing as a variety of different people you don't actually give that much of a shit about.
One of the things that Left 4 Dead did so well was even when you were just inhabiting whichever character of the four it happened to be, there was always banter, there was always character. It always felt like you were a bunch of people who sort of knew each other and were, you know, it just felt tongue in cheek, and it was very well done. Whereas I think Rainbow Six games have the propensity to take themselves just a little too seriously.
Very seriously, yeah.
Yeah.
Just Dance 22 is coming out in November 2022.
Yes.
They announce them every year, so they must do well.
It's like the Rock Band games, isn't it? There's always going to be an audience for that sort of shit.
Yeah, but the problem with Rock Band was that there wasn't. It stopped. Whereas Just Dance 2022 just keeps carrying on. Every year they release one of these fucking games.
But that's that. To be fair, that is kind of how it felt with like Guitar Hero games over the years.
But Just Dance games came out before the Guitar Hero.
Oh yeah,
what do you play a Just Dance game on these days?
A Switch, probably.
With a floor mat, isn't it?
But do you need because the reason everyone stopped buying Rock Band games is because everyone had 50 different plastic guitars in their house,
and they were worth like 50p. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really understand how it works. I get the feeling that there is kind of like an honor system with it, really. That you are telling it you're doing the dances, but actually what you've got is a controller taped to your leg or something, and a controller in your hand, and like all you need to do is really make sure those are in the right place. But I mean, they keep selling. Like, there's obviously a market for it. They're obviously quite cheap to make, apart from like licensing music would be expensive or whatever.
So they also had, it was DLC, wasn't it, that they talked about for Watch Dogs, Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, so
Honor.
that's what I'm saying. Watch Dogs Legion is getting Alden and Wrench.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Werewolves
Presumably
Within,
a bunch more exclamation marks to sprinkle over your mini map.
Can't wait. Werewolves Within is a movie that they're releasing under the Ubisoft moniker, much like Mythic Quest is an Ubisoft TV series.
Interesting.
Yeah, I would be hugely scornfully skeptical of this if it wasn't for the fact that Mythic Quest is so good. I mean, like,
So fucking good.
when they say it's an Ubisoft TV, they've put some funding into it. They're not having creative input, really, are they?
No, but it is under the it is an Ubisoft TV series. Werewolves Within, and this is an interesting one, is based on the social deduction game Werewolf, or One Night at Werewolf, whatever it's called. And it's in the trailer they kind of show one of you is the reason that this is happening, and it's done like the game Werewolf. So yeah, there's that, which is interesting. Because I mean, board games don't tend to work. Board game films don't tend to work very often.
Well,
Except
what
for
board
Cluedo.
game films have there been?
Cluedo is actually
Cluedo.
Yeah. I mean, if you tried to claim that Knives Out was a Cluedo film, then that would be very good.
No, but you've got an actual Cluedo game, a film, which in Clue.
Was
which
there a
quite good.
Mousetrap game? Oh no, there was a Mousetrap Saturday morning adaptation of it, wasn't it? It was like a live action version of the game. It wasn't a film though. I promise you, it wasn't a film.
Battleship's the big one.
Oh yeah, Battleship.
Yeah,
Fucking
I mean, come on, really?
Christ. Yeah.
How much fucking coke were they doing that day?
Oh, so much coke.
Yeah.
And let's get Rhiannon in it. Yeah, it would be brilliant. Oh my God,
Yeah.
Terry,
What
you
about
are
the guy from Friday
amazing.
Night Lights that's fucked up everything he's been in? Yeah, get him in as well.
Yeah. Oh God, it's amazing. Oh God, we've run out of cocaine.
Oh god, guess we better make the film. Guys, I found more coke. Yeah.
Yay!
And then it was two games left in Ubisoft press conference. Mario plus Rabbids, Sparks of Hope.
Sure.
I don't know how you feel about Mario and Rabbids. Personally, I fucking cannot stand Rabbids. So
It's not a real game.
Aren't they like supporting characters from a Rayman game?
Yeah,
I-
not Rain Man.
I don't know anything about these things, and I don't want to know, and I don't care.
Rain Man. Mario versus Rain Man. So, now that I would fucking play, man.
It's just really sad at the end.
Yeah. But it was an emotional roller coaster, you know. It's like, brilliant. Oh, that's so
but
good.
yeah, that's coming in 2022 on the Switch. Like the first one's meant to be fucking brilliant. It's meant to be like an XCOM style game with Mario and Rabbids. I think part of it is reliant on you thinking the Rabbids aren't fucking idiots.
Irritating.
Yeah,
fucking
irritating as
annoying.
fuck. Yeah,
Twats.
twats, you fucking cunts. Yeah.
Yeah. God, I mean, harsh buff there.
They're just rabbits spelt wrong.
Yeah.
It's just annoying. They're not.
Oh,
fucking
look at the
minions.
little
They're
rabbit.
They're somewhere between rabbits, which are cute, and minions, which can at times be genuinely funny, as long as not in like a fucking meme sent from your eye. Like,
Yes.
The minions are funny,
yeah,
except when they're in their own movie. But like, if you watch a Despicable Me movie on a plane and it has you pissing yourself.
they're genuinely good films.
Hmm.
Yeah, they
so
are brilliant.
so rabbits is somewhere fucking in between them, and it's just not good. It's just shit. Fuck the rabbits. Mario, I thought you were better than this. If rabbits are so good, why are they not in fucking Smash Brothers? Anyway, and then the final announcement, the one we've all been waiting for, based on the 6 films that are coming out for this, Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora, coming in 2022.
Oh,
An
my
Avatar
give a
video game
shitometer is
where
just.
you genuinely get to fuck horses. So that's nice.
Well, this was of course answered in one of our searching question episodes, where I think it was Russ who said when the is it the Nomai? No, not the Nomai.
Navi.
That's the Navi.
Yeah.
The Navi, sort of attach tails with the horse. Is it just standard animal husbandry, or are they having sex with that horse? And we came to the conclusion that they are having sex with that horse.
Fucking horses. Yeah.
Having sex with the horse, which we don't approve of.
Apparently, James Cameron is a horrible person to work with. I've been listening to a Showbiz podcast this week, and apparently on the set of Titanic, a disgruntled employee laced the gumbo with PCP.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's all sorts of stories about how difficult he is to work with.
Apparently, one of his assistants hit him once, and he got a round of applause as he was fired.
It goes back to that,
Yeah.
it's like all that nonsense about chefs in kitchens shouting at each other. It's like, it's a high pressure creative environment, of course it's gonna be like that. It's like, no, you don't have to be like that. You don't have to be a prick just because you're working in a high pressure environment.
Direction.
Well,
You see
Marco Polo.
Yeah, compare Marco Pierre White and Gordon Ramsay. You see chefs on TV these days, and it's like, oh right, so you can actually be professional and nice and still be talented and work in a high pressure environment. Oh, there we go. So it turns out that those guys were just cocks.
Yeah.
Total cocks.
Potentially one of the highlights of E3 was the Devolver Digital conference, as it is every year, as they announced their Devolver Max Pass Plus, which is their their Game Pass. They don't really have a Game Pass, but they're saying all these games are free. Well, except for the fact that you have to pay for the pass itself, and we might charge you for the DLC as well. So they're not really free. But it was brilliant. It was really, really well done. Same, it's just absolute chaos. And then they go and announce a load of games that look really fucking fun. So Phantom Abyss looks great. Trek to Yomi looks great as well. Wizard with a Gun is a cooperative sandbox survival game.
I mean
you had
me at
Wizard
the
with a
title,
Gun.
yeah.
Wizard with a Gun, yeah. Demon Throttle, yeah. And then they were selling individual things. They were selling, while the thing was going on, the suit that one of them was wearing for $500. They were selling a videotape of the showcase for $1,000. All while this was all going on. Devolver.
That's pretty badass.
Yeah, they really are. And then they just show all these games and just here's 6-7 games, and they all you play all of them. They're smaller games.
Was Devolver Digital Hotline Miami?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Superb. Yeah, absolutely superb. Sublime.
There's a few games they've released recently have just been fucking brilliant. They did My Friend Pedro as well.
They did. Is that right? Devolver was My Friend Pedro, yeah. That was clever. Clever game.
Great game, yeah.
They're very good at nailing a decent game loop.
Yeah. And
padding it enough that it works over a very tight set of levels. And they don't overplay their hand.
Yeah.
I think in almost every game I've played of theirs, I've always been quite full of admiration for the fact they don't overplay it.
Yeah.
They keep it quite tight.
And all it did was make the Gearbox presentation look a lot worse.
Yeah, it didn't go well.
Good God. Most of it was Randy Pitchford just going, hey, I'm on the set of the Borderlands film, and I'm going to go bug everyone on it. Look at my friends. They're my friends now because they're on a film that I'm making.
He didn't get a high five from Kevin Hart, did he?
No. Eli Roth, come talk to me, Eli Roth. We're making a Borderlands film. We can't show any of it, of course. Can't show any of it, in fact. But we're making a Borderlands film, and here's Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart's here. We're friends now. I've just woken him up at 7:30 in the morning. Probably thinks I'm a right prick, but we're friends. And all this was in between these strange, is the only way of describing it, Homeworld 3 announcement trailers. It's coming. They kept saying it. That in between all the game announcements, they kept announcing Homeworld 3. And we got more of Tiny Tina's Wonderland, but we got the same trailer that was happened before. Worth mentioning, Ubisoft, we didn't see anything for Beyond Good and Evil, a game they announced 3 years ago.
Nope.
Nothing.
No.
Absolutely
No.
nothing on it.
Just touching on the Gearbox C3 showcase, PC Gamer summed up their little summary of it with one 5-word sentence. Honestly, a waste of time.
Really was. Yeah. Because all it was Randy Pitchford talking about his famous mates. That all probably can't fucking stand the cunt. Oh, twice.
Yeah, don't say that about Randy.
Really?
Well, I mean, he did call Aliens Colonial Marines, a 7 out of 10 game. It's a 7 out of 10 game. It's like, you dickhead. you dick. Like, don't tell that to people that you've annoyed everyone. Don't call it a 7 out. It's not a 7 out of 10 game. Honestly, I think it's a 7 out of 10 experience. No, it's not. It's not a 7 out of 10. It's a fucking nothing. It's crap. Sorry.
Godfall's getting some DLC as well. You'd be pleased to know.
Oh, God. I'm so pleased.
However, the next day we had the Xbox and Bethesda announcements.
What?
And this was genuinely pretty fucking good.
Let's face it, it was most of the stuff we cared about.
Yeah.
So, boom. Here's Todd Howard. He's showing you his Starfield dick. Enjoy it. And like straight off the bat, just like we got an in-engine trailer, which means more now than it did say a couple of years ago, but it still doesn't mean a great deal. But it does look. We got an idea of what Starfield is.
In-engine, like bearing in mind that like The Mandalorian was made in a game engine, it does not mean that's what gameplay will look like.
It was like all those people losing their shit when there was that Unreal 5 trailer.
Yeah.
Going, oh my god, I can't wait to play this PS5 game.
Yeah,
no,
like
that's not what this is.
Like they have, like on that volume for The Mandalorian, they have what is basically a crate of 3090s powering that thing.
Yeah.
It's not a game that you can play.
Probably data mining in between. Next up, Contraband. This looks fun. Avalanche Studios, makers of Just Cause, making a co-op open world game, which looks heavily based on archaeology.
This is the one that's set in the 70s?
It looks like it, yeah.
Or like
it
alternate 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
That looks good.
Which one's that? What's the name of that? Redfall?
Contraband.
Oh, Contraband, sorry.
Yeah. Didn't find out too much about the actual game, but the
Starfield, we didn't really find anything out about.
I'm getting the feeling that we're going to be travelling to different planets.
Yeah, I mean, you'd be a little bit disappointed if a game called Starfield with spaceships in it didn't involve that.
Yeah,
there's a spaceship. You don't go in it.
You get to look at it.
At one point, it takes off and flies away, but you're not in it. You're still on the ground.
Yeah, I love if the trailer ended going just the person waving as the spaceship takes off.
The person driving that little loading mech outside, that's actually you.
Yeah.
That's the closest you get to realising your dream of flight.
Yeah.
You're basically Noob from having to clean up after Rick.
I think I'm going to have to play Psychonauts. Psychonauts 2 is coming out in August.
Yeah, it was a lovely trailer as well.
It really was.
Yeah.
And once again, so 27 out of the 30 games they mentioned coming day one to Game Pass.
Yeah.
Just bonkers.
Massive. Huge.
Yeah.
Back for Blood will launch on Xbox Game Pass, the one we were
Love
talking
it.
about previously, which is basically made by the same people that make Left 4 Dead. One of those games that I might not have bought, but I will probably play if it's on Game Pass. 12 minutes straight to Game Pass out in August. This game looks so fucking good.
Really excited about that.
Yeah.
I think there's a sort of growing consensus that they need to sort out a few of the immersion breaking animations, but they've got time to tidy it up. And once it comes, ironically, they have time. More than 12 minutes. More than 12 minutes, yeah. You've got 12 weeks, 12 days.
and another 12 if you need it after that as well.
Yeah. Why not just keep the bud in the oven until it's ready? Bugless, that'd be great.
I was excited about this. I know you weren't, Tom. Pirates of the Caribbean crossover, Sea of Thieves. We're getting new Tall Tales. We're getting Captain Jack Sparrow. We're getting Davy Jones and the ship. And you get to fucking take them down in Sea of Thieves. That is fun.
It does all look pretty good. I don't know if a Johnny Depp lookalike is really what I want popping up in my content at the moment.
It's a good job you're not Yeah, I suppose. But I was about to go off on one as well. I apologise. So this looks really good, and I mean, it is obvious, Tom. There's no denying that. There was a lot of people thinking that it was going to be Guybrush Threepwood, which would have been a cool
that would have been
touch
cool.
as well.
That would have been very cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's what I mean. It was just a bit. What's that? Obvious, you know. It's just a bit obvious.
But at
yeah.
the same time, Sea of Thieves 3 years ago probably wouldn't have been able to get that pull in that kind of something that big.
Probably
That's
not.
true.
No.
Very true. Very, very
But
true.
like,
I agree with that.
3 years ago is probably the time that they would have done Guybrush. I mean, let's face it. Nobody younger than us knows who that is.
No, but I really want it now. Like someone mentioned it, went, "Oh, I want that."
I mean, because it's quite a sort of silly tongue-in-cheek game anyway, and it could mesh quite easily with that sensibility.
All I want from this, like Pirates of the Caribbean clothes, I want to be able to play the theme tune on my fucking accordion, stuff like that, and just some like fun tall tales. Pirates of the Caribbean is just a great.
The Pirates of the Caribbean score is very good.
Exactly. Yeah. I want to be able to play that on an accordion.
It is good.
Like that should be fun. Fallout 76, which got a friend who has doubled down on this, saying it's actually quite good now.
Yeah, because nobody else is playing it, so for him, it has now become a single-player game.
Because it's become Fallout 4, where you're on your own, just like Fallout 3. Sorry. Steel Rain is the next update for the popular online game.
If you have to put the word "popular" in your press releases for our popular online game, then you've got a problem. You don't see Fortnite describing themselves as popular.
No. All-consuming, I think is fair. It's raining, guys. I don't know whether that's exciting.
It's been raining here the whole time. Actually, I think I'm showing my age there. I don't think Fortnite is actually that popular anymore, is it?
It's massively popular still.
But like,
huge.
It's not at the peak that it once was.
I played Fortnite when it came out, and I watched a stream of Fortnite, and they go, right, now go to the alien, get the goo. Okay, now go to the table, do this. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah,
I don't understand any of this.
When did this stop being battle royale and start? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I played it once and I gave up when somebody was building a house and sniping me at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
This isn't for me.
This is exciting news for you guys because you should both play this game because it's fucking brilliant. Hades is heading to Xbox Game Pass in August.
Cool. I'll give it a go.
Awesome. Game of the Year winner in numerous places. Well worth playing. Party Animals, a game that looks really good fun. Gang Beasts-like title. Have you ever played Gang Beasts?
No.
It's kind of like physics-based where you like your left trigger and your right trigger control your left arm and your right arm, and you've got to like wobble along, but you've got to knock people off the side of things. This looks like that basically. It looks fun. I suppose we better talk about Halo, right? So, you're not impressed, Tom?
Do you know what? Actually, I think I was expecting a bit more from it, but I will say that the multiplayer looks fucking brilliant.
I mean, we
does.
said last time they have to come out with something big about Halo, and the fact that the multiplayer is free, is that I did not see that coming.
No.
It's
I'm really impressed.
So there's going to be battle passes, but it's going to be purely cosmetic. The battle passes don't ever expire. So they'll be releasing battle pass after battle pass. You just pick the ones you want at any point. So if you find something you like, you just pick that battle pass. Okay. I
really loved seeing that there was a real focus on like capture the flag style games and the big battle ones. I thought those are the ones that have worked really well in the past. And I think a new lick of paint and new sort of under the hood sort of engine stuff, I think will really. I mean, it'll be really successful. Everyone wants another slice of the Halo universe. So
it felt both nostalgic but new and fresh as well. Like it felt like they'd done a lot to the game, but it also still looked like it felt like the time that I put like so much time and effort into like Halo 3, for example. It felt like that. Like there was a real
seeing those big like 100 whatever it is player battles. That's because they tried to do that before, but it was by the time you actually got that list full of people, and then it basically just didn't work. the really big games that you could do in Halo 3 and 4.
Yeah. Halo 5 did quite well with the big battles. I always quite liked that there were
I never bothered with the multiplayer in that.
There were like hot spots on the maps where things were happening. I quite like that.
We should definitely get together and play some Halo multiplayer when that comes out.
When it's out.
Yeah, definitely. And the single player, just basically they showed that the graphics are better. That's pretty much all they did with it.
Yeah.
Probably what they needed.
Yeah, like it didn't need much. Like I liked what they were trying to do. It just looked like shit. So, but it was heavily focused on the multiplayer, and correctly, that was the right move for the multiplayer text. Atomic Heart, a Russian role-playing game that looks a lot like BioShock.
Yeah.
This game looks fucking awesome.
It does look good, doesn't it?
Weird as fuck, but it's coming straight to Game Pass, so that's exciting. I don't know if you haven't seen it. Once again, another one based, I think, in or around Chernobyl. But it's got a real feel of BioShock with some serious weirdness going on. Diablo 2 Resurrected gets a release date for Xbox. That looks really good as well, if you like Diablo games. Shredders, not Serial, is a snowboarding game coming in December, which I thought looked fun. If it comes to Game Pass, I'll play it.
Shredders, love it. It's not breakfast cereal.
No, it's not. It's not breakfast. Coincidentally, not coincidentally at all. Did anyone see Richard Madeley this morning?
No.
I haven't watched the clip yet, but I've had it sent to me by about 50 of my contacts who are like, "You like Alan Partridge? You'd love this."
It is full Partridge. It is incredibly awkward, but yeah. The Ascent. This looks fun. I think it's like that Diablo 2 style, but it's like a cyberpunk necromundery game, which looks quite good. That comes out soon. Replaced is a 2D survival game that looks freaking awesome. Once again, very cyberpunky. That's one I recommended to you, Tom.
Yeah.
To have a look at. We're getting mushrooms in Grounded, which is weirdly exciting. And we're also getting what looks like a motherfucker of a spider. Like a massive spider in this. So, guess I'll stop playing that then. And Slime Rancher 2. I quite enjoyed Slime Rancher. I thought that was quite fun. Age of Empires 4, released in October on straight to Game Pass, which looks really good. Outer Worlds 2, we got a trailer that just basically took the piss out of other trailers, then said, yeah, we're making it. We've obviously not made much of it yet, though. And then probably one more thing was Redfall, which is the vampire game from Arkane Studios.
Yeah, they've got a good track record, so I have high hopes for it, I have to admit. They've got a great track record, to be fair. Yeah, I'm 100% with you there. Big one for me, Forza Horizon 5, which just looks...
it looks amazing.
Yeah, it does look good. Even for someone who doesn't really and has never really played the games, it looked great.
It does, doesn't it? Dan says, you just make the spider look like a weird blob, Dan. Yeah, it's true, but it still scares me. I still know it's a spider. That's the worst thing about spiders. Square Enix, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, looks really good fun. And was unquestionably the highlight of a pretty shitty Square Enix conference.
Have we shifted away from Xbox?
Yeah, did I miss something?
Stalker 2.
Oh shit, yeah, why is that not even on it? Yeah, Stalker 2.
I just kind of wanted to mention it because I'm a big fan of the Stalker series. I've played every single one of them. I think I'll be I won't be controversial. I think I'll say Stalker Shadow of Chernobyl was groundbreaking for its time. I think Clear Sky was so broken at launch it didn't really live up to it. Call of Pripyat, which was the third game, was probably the closest they came to realizing what they wanted to do with the very first game. And Stalker 2 looked like a super polished version of what they originally wanted. So I have to say, probably the one thing for us as a Stalker fan, a Stalker franchise fan, is that it looked very familiar. There wasn't really much there that I kind of thought, wow, that looks amazingly out of place, and like, wow, I didn't expect to see that. It was very nice. It felt like coming home after a long trip. You know, it was just like, oh my god, like it's actually going to be a proper open world. I liked The trailer was a very shiny sort of, nice string with the narrative of talking around the campfire with other stalkers. I thought that was really good. I'm quite excited about it because, to be fair, if it's a better, more polished and better realized version of the original, I'm in. But is that going to be enough for new people? I don't know.
I'm quite excited by it. I think it looks quite good. I've never played any of the Stalker games either, so I'm ready to roll into that. It's quite good fun. But
The funny thing is, though, if it's made a bit more mass market appealing, it might lose. It might make it very hard to go back and play the originals.
Yeah.
Because they are quite janky.
And I forgot to mention all the they added like pretty much every Bethesda game that they hadn't already added to Game Pass as well.
Exactly. Yeah, a bunch just showed up, didn't they?
Yeah. So like Fallout 1, Fallout 2, Fallout Tactics just all went onto Game Pass. Pretty fucking cool. They've done a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, and Doom Eternal's getting optimized for the Xbox.
Nice.
So Square Enix, Guardians of the Galaxy looks awesome. I think it looks really good.
It does, yeah.
I really like that you are just playing as Star-Lord. I'm quite happy to not just jump around with the others. But I do like the fact that you're doing it's like the squad controls. So the one clip in the conference they showed was Drax about to launch rocket over a chasm to like open something, and you get to decide whether he does it or not. Like stuff like that is really good fun. The soundtrack looks awesome as well. And it just feels like I think they've been working on this prior to the Avengers game, which is terrible. Just not good at all. Which they announced more of. Black Panther, War for Wakanda is the next game DLC. And then there's some Cosmic Cube DLC coming out as well. And they didn't even announce the release date for either of them. And one of the release dates is next week. They've given up on the Avengers, it feels like, already. Even though they've got one of these roadmaps, like Cyberpunk's got.
What, with just like good question mark at the end of it?
Yeah. Like, we've hit these marks so far, so we're clearly investing in it. So you should give us some money for this.
Okay.
Yep. Babylon's Fall looked bad. A game that's been announced a while ago. Like, actively looked bad as well. The trailer itself looked terrible. Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin from Team Ninja.
Got slated.
It looked fucking awful.
Yeah.
This is the team that made. This is the one that's made by the Nier Automata people, isn't it? It's Platinum.
Yeah.
Platinum.
So, yeah.
Ooh-wee. It looked bad.
I mean, the trailer was shite, wasn't it?
It looked fucking awful.
Such a bad trailer.
And to wrap it all up, Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster. Something that means a lot to Final Fantasy fans, but nothing to me. First 6 games, like massive announcement. There's a great reaction to this. Go, oh my god, it's got 4, it's got 6. 4 is my favorite. It's got 6, and then it comes up and it goes, I don't care how they release this. I'm buying this. Then it comes up at the end saying coming to Steam and mobile. He goes, what? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So all in all, Square Enix was a bit shit. PC conference announced a load of games we'd already seen pretty much.
Yeah.
Whilst being quite cringy in because it obviously been sponsored by MechWarrior 5. That wasn't good. Run, can watch that. Capcom announcements. Resident Evil Village DLC.
Monster Hunter. In development.
Yes. Yeah. Monster Hunter DLC. The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles featuring Herlock Sholmes. That looked quite fun too.
Yeah, PC Gamer said, as a detective game fan, I was pretty jazzed to see this.
Razer had a conference as well. Project Hazel masks are now in production and should be coming out later this year.
Cool.
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah. Razer introduced the first THX certified monitor, the Raptor 27. So they've just updated the Raptor 27, which is already massively overpriced on the fucking door. Razer revealed the new Blade 14-inch laptop with a 3080 graphics card.
Those things are incredible.
They are really good, and so they've completely reworked how to build a laptop for this, basically.
Yeah,
Like,
well, I
completely
think
new
it's
heatsink.
basically a graphics card with a screen attached to it.
But the screen's really good as well. So
But
it
like
is
they're gaming laptops which are actually powerful and actually portable, which they've never been able to have them be both of those things before. Battery life is still about 35 seconds, but you can't have everything.
But what a 35 seconds you'll have.
Amazing.
I mean, visually, that 35 seconds is going to be, amazing.
Yeah.
Right. The other conference that was actually quite good, Nintendo. Nintendo really kind of
who'd have thunk?
brought something. So Kazuya coming to Super Smash Brothers, which has now been memed several times with him dropping. Is it fucking who's the little pink fella? Kirby
yeah,
dropping Kirby off a cliff or something. Yeah. But I don't really give a shit about Smash Brothers, and I don't really give a shit about Tekken, so it didn't really mean much to me.
I was very interested about the list of games that are coming to Nintendo Switch.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that really got me.
People were disappointed because they didn't announce the Switch Pro, but you look at the games. So Life is Strange Remastered Collection and True Colors coming to Switch.
I love that.
Great way to play it as well.
Yeah, I love it.
Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy is releasing on Switch.
Love that.
Yeah. We've got 2 Point Campus, which people are excited about. Mario Party Superstar announced. This is the one that was released previously on the 3DS, wasn't it? And it's over 100 Mario Party games that you can play online with your mates. That's fucking perfect. That's the best way of playing Mario Party, I think.
As a horror game fan, I was very happy to see Fatal Frame Maiden of Blackwater announced.
Yeah, I've
love
never played
those
any of those,
games.
but they are meant to be really good.
They are. I mean, they're all very much a variation on a theme, but they are what they do. I mean, ever since Crimson Butterfly, which was fucking hand-shittingly scary, they've been of a very high quality, and I'm very much so. Never ever play one of those in the first-person mode, because it is even more terrifying than the third-person mode, because when you turn around, it's like in Resident Evil. You turn around very slowly, and there's usually something creeping up on you.
Metroid, drum roll, Prime 4. Is it Prime 4? Dread. Oh, a game that was announced in 2003 is finally coming as a new 2D entry to the Metroid series.
Because what everyone wants is another rock-hard Metroid game that makes you want to fucking throw your console against a wall.
We need Sean to come and help us for some of this.
We do.
Yeah. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot coming in September. Mario Golf Super Rush gets free updates.
I gotta say, I quite like that. I think that's quite fun.
Yeah, I'm up to play. If you guys got Mario Golf, I'd get Mario Golf. Play some Mario Golf together. WarioWare, Get It Together announced. WarioWare. The thing that was written on the whiteboard when we were taking too long to make this game announced.
Yeah, you're just making sounds now.
Advanced Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp announced.
Now and Gremlin.
Yeah, but Advanced Wars is something that people love, apparently, so
yeah,
enjoy. Doom Eternal DLC coming to Switch. The Switch can run a Doom Eternal.
Yeah.
Jamie says, I love the Metroid franchise, I'll buy that. Like, this game was announced in 2003, and they finally announced, it's coming. That's, that's some dedication.
Some people will take it any way they can get it, and that's cool.
Yeah. And I would much rather have that than the steaming turds that have been served up recently.
Yeah, agreed. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity expansion pass gameplay reveals, and then the big one, The Legend of Zelda Game & Watch revealed. That's the one. That's the one we've all been waiting for, isn't it?
Oh, bait and switch. There,
yeah,
bait and
you
switch.
see what I did there.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, what I was actually talking about was The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD revealed, to be released in July. Oh, and I guess there's Breath of the Wild 2 coming out next year as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Which looks very, very much more vertical. than before. I like that Link's arm seems to transform in some way. Like
Yeah,
almost, it reminds.
It's sort of the little iPad that he carries around in the last one. He's got a sort of cyber arm.
Yeah, it reminds me actually a bit of Haruda with his techno glove.
It's like a
So this is
Duncan reference.
you're gonna have to. I'm not the most up on Zelda lore, but is this the first direct sequel in a Zelda
Yes.
game?
Yeah,
And is it in the same place?
Yeah.
I know they're
It
all
certainly
sort
feels
of in
like
the same place, but
Yes. It's
cool.
in the town known as Breath of the Wild. Yes. I'm pretty certain that's true. Yeah. No. This is a direct sequel to Breath of the Wild,
Awesome.
and it looks great. It looks almost too good. Looks like almost like a Switch wouldn't be able to run this game.
Yeah.
Just gonna put that one out there. I love the fact that it's basically like when the release date comes up and it says 2022, and it might as well have gone 2022, maybe.
Probably. I bet you're around
Probably
to
not.
finishing the last
Yeah.
one then.
Yeah, there'll be whatever hypothetical Switch is around then.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, the Dream Switch.
This is a game that may or may not exist. So yeah. That's about it. Nintendo kind of killed it. Xbox definitely killed it. And there were some good announcements amongst a lot of shite.
And there
In
were
the
some
other ones.
others, yeah.
Anything I've missed?
Not really.
The,
I
the
think
Xbox Mini the Xbox Mini fridge.
I've got to get me one of those.
I mean, you really haven't. It'll be an underpowered cooling device that will be too expensive. But
and that will
it's-
probably fit like one tall boy in it.
Oh, you're right. I should get one.
you gotta sort of they're playing it right this time, aren't they?
Yeah, they announced a ton of games, and some of them look quite good.
Yeah. Interestingly, a PC Gamer actually in their conclusion, I thought they hit it pretty much nail on the head here. It goes. I'll just read it out for posterity's sake because I think they encapsulated it perfectly. So that was E3 2021. I don't know what the future of the show is going forward, but providing the pandemic is at least somewhat under control next year or the year after, I'd love to see it return to the way it used to be. I miss the stage shows and the live audience reaction. Not the annoying guys clearly planted by the publishers who go woo at every reveal, but the genuine ripple of excitement that comes with a properly unexpected game reveal. But if the future of E3 is purely digital, I can't say I'm looking forward to the next one. Streams just aren't the same. And I would
There's
say
just something awkward about them, isn't there?
that's probably right.
I'd
I-
almost rather they weren't allowed to do it live. Go away, produce a slick video, and then have someone really charismatic host a live event where they play these videos.
I don't see why they don't. Like, it's not like it's a Q&A, is it?
No.
Like,
No, there's no interactivity with the audience, is there?
Yeah.
So I get that like somebody's gone, oh no, it's got to be live, it's got to be visceral and immediate, and otherwise why are we fucking doing this? But ultimately, people are just sat there watching a video. So go and make it as good as you can, and then instead of the sort of awkward transition, basically just handing off to a bunch of fucking tech nerds who aren't always the most charismatic people.
I think it's not necessarily that this doesn't work. I think no one's found a way to make it work yet.
Everyone has been trying to do this for the
Yeah.
last year. Like, oh, we've got to do our event virtually, but we've got to make it different and special and engaging and just as good as if you were live in the room. And
Just
the
gotta
answer
make
is
it
it's not
work.
possible.
Yeah. Yeah, so the one that did really work was the and this says it all really, how many streamed conferences we've had in the last couple of years. The one that really did make it work was DC's fandom event. That was really good, like really well put together. But that lasted like 5-6 hours, and it was in between Q&As with the actors and stuff like that. Whereas these are meant to be like hour and a half. You get in, you get out. The other thing is that people don't really seem to know where to put things to make it interesting for people. Like, So many conferences have a run of games that it's just like, and here's a load of games that you don't care about. And it's not even like, and here's a load of games other people care about. It's like, here's a load of games that are quite dull. And if people switch off at the conference, what's to stop them ever not coming back?
Right, here,
Like,
here.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think there is going to be, at some point, one of these streams, I think, is going to be just knock it out of the park. Just like, so, Xbox, I thought, came close, to be fair. Like, that didn't feel like an hour and a half conference. There was just a constant stream of just games. And I think that's probably the answer. But some of the smaller ones that do it where they just literally have a voiceover over showing the games, that might be the way to go. In the Future Games broadcast did that with Laura Bailey and Troy Baker, and that bless you.
Sorry.
And some of the smaller ones have done that, and I think it works. I'd quite like to see Phil Spencer at the start going, and here's the Xbox conference, and then literally that, and then it's like game. People talking over the games if they want to, if there's something they want to explain, that's absolutely fine. But I don't think we need, as you say, the weird, awkward bits with someone staring at a camera saying, here at Playground Studios, we've done this to make sure this happens and this happens.
I'd like them to be formatted as Netflix series, like mini-series,
You can just
so that
pick
you
what you want to
can
watch.
scroll through the episodes, or you can watch them all as one.
But they're going to they want you to watch everything, because they are going to eventually want you to say, I want everything in here, or I want that thing that I wasn't ever considering getting until someone showed it to me. So they need you to watch all of it, really. I think that's probably the way to do it after you've shown the conference, like a week later, just go, and here's this part of the conference, and then split it up so people can just watch it. But I think people that are invested in E3 and the individual conferences themselves, they want to show you everything, because you never know what game might actually hit.
Yeah, true that.
But that's about it. Like, it's I thought it was quite good this year, better than last year, obviously.
It definitely was, yeah.
Potentially better than the year before as well, for that matter. I thought we saw a lot of stuff that looks quite interesting, and I think particularly my wallet likes this conference, because I spent the whole time just going, most of the games I'm interested in are coming to Game Pass. So that's not games I'm going to have to buy, it's games I'm already essentially paying for anyway, because I'm always going to pay for Game Pass. So
yeah, it is crazy.
It's almost like they just kind of went, here's a load of stuff that's coming, and the faithful are going to get it all.
Yeah.
You know, and I love that. That's a really good message. So when we think about people who killed it this year, they fucking killed it.
Yeah.
Really killed it. Smashed it. Smashed it, mate.
Forgot one thing. This could be exciting for you, Russ. It's exciting for me. Flight Simulator, Top Gun DLC.
Yeah, it does look pretty good. Although, I mean, I think normally what happens with these is you very quickly realise how difficult it is to fly a fast jet.
An F-14, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But still, I'm up for giving it a go.
Yeah, and like that little snippet in the trailer where they were sort of recreating shots from the Top Gun trailer.
Yeah.
Did look it looked very good.
We'll get back into Flight Sim when we've got everything sorted out. But yeah, that's it, Tom. I'm done.
Excellent. There we go. Well, look, thank you very much to everyone on the YouTube watching the stream. We hope you enjoyed it. Wave. That's why they're here. That's why they're here. And also, thanks very much for the interaction. It's always great to have people interacting on the stream. We encourage you all to do that as well. But also, you can get in touch with us with all your news and views about E3 and what you thought about it on our social media feeds, if you like. Use the handle at TMTOOH on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. And also in the Instagram bio, you'll find the link to our Discord channel, where there's a server, isn't it? Discord server, where there's all sorts of stuff going on. So please do check it out and join the conversations. Dan, are there any podcasts coming out that you just want to cover off quickly before we do our goodbyes?
Okay, so Marveling Marvel's been off for a couple of weeks, so we're going to do a review of 1 and 2 this week, since episode 2 of Loki's just gone up. I haven't watched it yet, so I don't want to spoil anything, but that's going to happen. And
I loved the first episode.
I loved it. I thought it was
such a great vibe to that show.
really, just slightly odd, and I'm all in for it. So I'm going to watch the second one after this. Also, I'm going to make a promise right now that after 2 weeks of E3, we'll do something fun next week.
Yeah.
Okay, something like genuine, something silly that we haven't done in a fucking while. Maybe like a searching questions or something like that.
Oh, we haven't done them in ages.
Yeah, should we do? Okay, fuck it. So here and now, I'm saying it. Next week we're doing searching questions.
Yeah, searching questions 10, 11, 10.
Something like that. Oh, yeah.
Searching questions, question mark.
Yeah. TBC.
Yeah.
Cool. Excellent. Well, then, that's it. All right. Look forward to that next week. We're going to be doing a searching questions on the live stream, which will be absolutely great fun. It always is. Yeah, all that is left to say is thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for listening. And it's goodbye to Russ. Goodbye.
Laters.
Goodbye to Dan. Goodbye.
Goodbye, world premiere.
And it's goodbye from me, Tom. And on that note, let's cue the music.